This episode of the Capital G Show has been sponsored and paid by the Mega Man X lore. It's a funny video that's about 90 seconds long about the Mega Man X franchise. I actually like the video a lot. If you like Mega Man 2, you should check it out. The link is in the description. What's up, YouTube? Capital G here. I'm talking about this absolutely amazing card coming out of Primal Origins, and that is Majesty Fiend. If that name sounds familiar or reminiscent of something, it should, because, I mean, basically this guy is Vanity Fiend's twin brother. He just decided to put on his yellow Bruce Lee jumpsuit instead of a black one. I'm actually surprised. I haven't really seen any other YouTubers talking much about this card, but let me go into it quickly if you don't know about it. It's a light fiend, level 6 monster, 2400 attack, 1000 defense, the same stat line as Vanity's Fiend, basically the same exact card. It's just, you know, light instead of dark. The effect says this card cannot be special summoned. Neither player can activate monster effects. So this is one of those really simple cards that's really good. I mean, the entire text of the card is like one sentence. This is one of those cards where if you summon it against X deck, your opponent doesn't get to play Yu-Gi-Oh! And like, I love those type of cards. And it's ever so convenient right now that Mermail just happens to be one of those decks. And one of the reasons why back in the day people used to side Vanity's Fiend against Mermail is because, I mean, the deck is completely reliant on special summoning. I mean, if you stop that, then you basically stop the Mermail deck. And if you could somehow stop them from special summoning and get a 2400 beater on board, then you could just easily win the duel, because a lot of times they just couldn't kill that guy. Now, this card pretty much does the same exact thing against the deck. I mean, you have to remember, all of those special summoning effects that Vanity's Fiend stopped, yeah, Majesty's Fiend stops all of those too. You know, Abyss Linde, Abyss Gun, you know, Abyss Megalo, Abyss DS. Those are all effects. You know, none of those, you know, just special summon themselves inherently. And now your opponent can't even use things like Abyss Spike or Genix Undyne to potentially pop the card using like a heavy infantry or something like that. I know some Mermail players don't run it, but you know, you never know when a Mermail player might run the card. It just gives you added insurance that, you know, it's going to be even more difficult to get this card off the board. And if you get this card out against Mermail, the only thing I can really see stopping you is like Abyss Spear. The deck is not equipped to handle things, you know, not using without using its monster effects. You know, Mermail basically clear boards. They get rid of all their problem cards 90% of the time by using their monster effects. This card is also just flat out ridiculous against my deck Bujins. You know, you have to remember that monster effects can't be activated at all, no matter where they trigger. You know, this card doesn't care if it's hand, field, or graveyard. So if your opponent has like a Yamato on board, okay, well, you can't use Crane, you can't use Honest, you can't use Hare, you can't use Turtle, and you can't try and counter me using a Quailin or, you know, Fire Fist Bear effect. Like, basically, the entire deck just shuts down. You've got your one Book of Moon, and you've got some Forbidden Lances, but outside of that, yeah, you're pretty much done. And another reason I really like this card is because one of the ways you could get around Vanity's Fiend is you could wait for your opponent's turn and then Valor, and then basically just use your Call of the Haunted or your Abyss Spears. You know, you could do all of that dirty shenanigan type plays. Then with this card, it's immune to hand traps, so you know they really can't do anything. They can't DD Crow you, they can't Valor it, they can't do nothing. So let me know what you guys think of this card. It's going to be interesting. I mean, I could see myself easily running this like in Monarchs, or definitely siding it. I mean, against the Mermail deck and, you know, Bujin, stuff like that. I think that this card is really legit. And I'm going to have another video that focuses around a deck around this card. So thank you guys for watching as always, and take care. Subscribing makes life happy.